Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints loss to the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to talk about some things that reared this ugly head in the Arizona loss in the Superdome. We also going to be talking about ways the Saints can improve and the things Kellen Moore need to clean up so that this team can have long-term success. We got a lot more of that on the Saints Sports Corner right after this.
Yeah. Who that? Who that? Who that said they gon' beat them Saints? A win is a win by a mile or an inch. It's any given Sunday when we battling in the trenches. Who that? We that? Who that? We that? Die hard even after an L. Still reppin' in my section, yelling outside the dome, going home. Who that? We that? Black and gold soul, that's my song. Who that? We that? Who that? We that? Touchdown Saints putting points on the board is how my squad steady winning. Sacks on D, turnovers, wow, don't even think about. Coming back, it's already late in the fourth now. We that, who that, we that, who that, who that, who that. 4,000-yard QB, 1,000-yard rusher, 1,200-yard receiver, straight pressure. Lockdown corner, throw that ball if you want it. TFL's in the backfield, boy, we on you. Black and gold, so that's what I'm all about. Forget about the division, the Saints run the South. Who that, we that. Who that? We that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that?
As always, thank you for watching the Saints Sports Corner. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Man, that 3-0 prediction, that's out the window. That aged well. But guess what? We was this close. We was this close. All we needed was Jawan Johnson to make a catch. All we needed was him to make a catch. But as always, it shouldn't have came down to that last possession. And that's okay. I was very impressed with the team overall. The problem is that the offensive line reared this ugly head again. The offensive line committed so many penalties. So many. We also had injuries from Fuaga. It's like every year we have these injuries. And to be honest with you, right before I came on, they announced that Blackman could be injured for the year. Like, we cannot compete if we constantly thin that talent. We knew this wasn't going to be a year where we make the playoffs, but at least we could be competitive. And yesterday it was competitive. A resurgence by Cam Jordan, 1.5 sacks. I mean, guy was balling. Defensive line came to play. They couldn't stop the run though. And if you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day no matter what. We have to figure out how to tackle a guy down. We cannot keep gang tackling and missing tackles. That keeps showing up on film, no matter who's the coach. It has to stop. The penalties have to stop. Kellen Moore needs to do a better job teaching these guys when it comes to in-game situations. He also needs to take his own advice and make sure he's prepared when it comes to in-game situations. Now, I'm not going to rag on him because he's a rookie coach and he's in the floor of things. He's finally trying to get things started. You know, you're going to make some mistakes. That's part of the job. You learn on the job. But at the same time, I need Kellen Moore to understand that these penalties can't continue. This has plagued this team for the last 3 years. Also, these offensive line issues with injuries, it can be worse timing. Like, we cannot protect Spencer Rattler and expect him to get the ball out to receivers on time if you can't give him time. Now, he did a phenomenal job yesterday, escaping pressure, running, read option. By the way, I am not a fan of this read option thing. I think it's too irky-jerky. I mean, I get it slows down the rush, but we ain't committed to the rush to begin with. So teams eventually going to start figuring that out, and that's going to create turnovers because You got to be consistent with the rushing. You also got to line up and move people. And I think Kellen didn't do a good job of moving people, lining up and just moving people when the rush was clearly working. I think he should have stuck with the rush and continues to leave on that, do some play action. But that's nor here nor there. He called a decent game. It wasn't a great game. He called a decent game. Also, the defensive coverage, not allowing Rattler to get to Shaheed. That still should not have Shaheed. Shaheed should still not have one target in the first half. That's unacceptable. I don't care who's the coach. You have to target your receivers, especially your playmakers. I'm sure there's a package where he can get the ball in space, screens, do all of these other things, be in the backfield. He has to do something. Another thing, Alvin Kamara is your best weapon. Point blank, period. He's your best weapon. He has to be in on receiving downs too. And when I mean in I mean the target, the top target. I don't give a damn if Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed in. There's no linebacker or safety that could cover him on choice routes, angle routes, wheel routes. It doesn't matter. You have to put the ball in Kamara's hands as many times as possible. You have to. It's a part of your best being on their worst. You have to scheme these guys up. Same thing with Rashid Shaheed. There has to be routes that get him open. Chris Olave, same thing. Can't keep putting Chris Olave in these situations where he kept getting popped. It has to stop. Now, this is the NFL. He got to play big ball at football. No excuses. But you got to do a better job at protecting the guy. I'm not saying that he can't run across the middle. What I'm saying is you got to get him in situations where he can run these dig routes and he can run these these corner routes to where he could be away from contact. I think we need to get in a position to where we're running the ball. And this, like I said, this zone scheme action can work. It can work, but it looks so, I don't know. There was something broken about it. And I understand that because these offensive linemen not used to this zone scheme type running. Not zone scheme. This, basically, what is it called? I'm running a blank. When they come back to me, I said, but keep running this thing to where we're faking a handoff like we're running. Read option. I do not like this read option. I'm sorry if I was saying zone scheme, read option. I don't like it. It's too, it seems like you're not committed to anything. You know, you're faking, eventually they're going to stop faking and they're just going to start reacting. And that's exactly what the Arizona Cardinals did. They stopped worrying about if you was going to rush the ball because they clearly took you out of rushing ball. They clearly knew you was dependent on deep plays. And that's the problem. You got to be able to run the ball. If they're going to be in that shell coverage, you got to run the ball on that shell coverage. You cannot sit up there and constantly pick them apart. You got to drain them. And you did for the most part at the end of the fourth quarter. But by then, you had already let them play it. You had already played into their game plan. And I think that eventually they'll grow. The team will grow with that. But, man, listen to me. Will Johnson have Rashid Shaheed in hell. Angola. Like, Will Johnson was not playing with him. Passing on him was a mistake. That second round pick we used for Tyler Shuck, guess what? That could have been Will Johnson. Straight facts. And look, I didn't make the decision. Spencer Rattler was not the problem. He actually was a bright spot, which I knew he was going to play well. Like, come on, the world riding against you, that's where he thrives at. He thrives when the pressure is on. He thrives when the game is on the line. That's his game. But for us to try to make it seem like he didn't perform, he performed well. Like, very well. He was moving around. He was throwing to his targets. I mean, he got to take some of that you got to take something off that ball. Some of the times, one of them balls going to start getting picked if he don't just start throwing a catchable ball. He be throwing these hard, fast balls to where it's bouncing everywhere, and eventually guys going to key on that, and it's going to start picking it. Because I get he's trying to get it there, but you either got to be early or you got to get it there on time. To where the defense low, to where the defense can't get it. You can't keep getting these balls bouncing off these guys' hands. That's going to turn into interceptions. You got to pay attention to that. But at the same time, he played really well. Outside of that interception, which was just a prayer, pretty much, because Shaheed was one-on-one. They got this thing where they throw it to Shaheed one-on-one, but Will Johnson had that on lock. Absolutely lock. I know Shaheed is fast, but man, Will Johnson had him straight lock. Another thing, Kool-Aid McKinstry struggled. I said again, Kool-Aid McKinstry was more like sugar water yesterday. Plays, he has made some plays, but Kool-Aid McKinstry was like sugar water. We just got to call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just think our corners, I knew it. Like I was saying it all offseason, man. Our corners, they got to have to prove it. I know they're going against our team, but they're going to have to prove it, man. And it's clear they need some help at corner. Also, pass rush did way better without Chase Young. That's something to be encouraged about. We didn't even have Chase Young on the field and we was getting pressure. So I'm excited about that. But once again, the run defense. When are we going to stop the run? Like these missed tackles, these missed assignments, James Conner should have been dead to rights in the backfield. Instead, he runs off a 50-yard run. Like, those type of plays are backbreaker. They're killer. And like the offense never getting into rhythm because of all these penalties. We cannot have these penalties, man. We cannot if we're going to compete. Overall, they fought. But fighting is not good enough when you're making bonehead mistakes. We got to stop that. We're beating ourselves. Like the Arizona Cardinals ain't no world-beating team. Kyler Murray was sick. All of these things, and you can see it in his play. It didn't seem like he was at full strength. These are games we got to etch out to be competitive. Like, the schedule is not going to get easier. You see what I'm saying? Playing the San Francisco 49ers. That would have been a big momentum going into a San Francisco team that don't look the same, that don't have the same weapons. They're signing wide receivers as we speak right now. Like, Brock Purdy was under pressure. Brock Purdy was throwing duck balls. And we could throw those duck balls to us. But we have to be consistent about running the game. And Kellen Moore, listen to me. You got to open that thing up, buddy. You have to open that thing up. Start Spencer Rattler's your quarterback. You can only protect him so much. Open that thing up. Give him, I mean, if it's 20% more, give it to him. Now, I know that's predicated on wide receiver help, but, man, we need some tight ends. Our tight ends are, listen to me, Juwan Johnson did an adequate job. This is not the rain on his parade because of one drop pass. He did an adequate job. He showed up. But, man, we need another tight end. We need either a tight end or possession receiver. And I know we traded for one, but, man, we need some guy with some stick 'em. Some stick 'em on their hands. We need some guys who can make them tough catches like Mike T. I don't know if we got to call Mike T or what, but we need some guys who can make them glue catches. It's been a long time. The Jimmy Grahams, the Mike Thomases, the Marcus Costans. I miss them, man, because they make them catches, man. They make it look so easy, man. We take that for granted. Like, there's a lot to be desired. When it comes to these wide receivers, we got this finesse game. Man, you need some guy who can play this physical game, who can get off the energy, bully people off the line of scrimmage. You need them type of receivers. And right now, we play a pity pat at the line of scrimmage. There's no violence. We need violence off the snap. Same thing with our offensive line, man. Like, they got to open up these holes, man. Kendrick look good. I don't know why Kellen Moore went away from him, but the man looked good. I would have never went away from him and Elva. I would let him and Elva, Mark Ingram, Elva Kamara like they did the Buffalo Bills. Rush for 200 if I had to, if that was going to get me a dub. I needed Kellen Moore to lean in on that run when it was working like that. But he didn't. He got too pass happy. Every play in the playbook would have been open if he would have kept running that thing. And he tried to stick with it. That's the what you call that, the highs and lows when it comes to offensive coordinators wanting to be pass happy. You see what I'm saying? And he tried to keep it balanced, but sometimes when something works, you got to stick to it until they prove to you can stop. They can stop it, and he didn't do that. Like this offensive line is built to move people. They really are. Like, they're not as good in pass protection. And when they come to run blocking, they be moving people. That's their strength. But you got to lean on your team's strengths. You have to in order to win in this league. But overall, I was impressed. All three phases. Punting, kicking. Oh, man. Blake Groupie, a 34-yarder, brother. Come on, man. You can't make a 34-yarder. Like, he's consistently doing this, though. Every year he's missing these easy kicks. Like, brother, like, them points help. Them points swing games. Would it matter in the grand scheme of things? Probably not because of the penalties, but come on, it does boost confidence. It does give your team a different type of mojo. I just think, man, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. In some way, somehow, we have to stop it. We have to stop the bleeding somewhere. We cannot win games if we're going to beat ourselves. We might as well not even line up. Those penalties, man, Sean would have bent somebody, traded somebody, or cut somebody by now. We just can't have it. It's unnecessary, man. You already have odds stacked against you because your roster is depleted and you don't have no depth. You have to get to a point where you do the little things right. And this is not even just Saints predicated. This Pelicans too. The little things. Situational football is the difference between winning and losing in the NFL. Disciplined teams usually win. Teams that are not disciplined are usually bad, and bad for a long time. We have to get to a place where we do the little things. That's it. And that's what builds confidence. That's what builds confidence and a full head of steam going forward. Saints can theoretically beat anybody. But if you're going to beat yourself, you can't beat nobody. It's just that simple, man. It's just that simple. But let's give out game balls. Obviously, Alvin Kamara. He's going to do what he do. But you got to give him more touches. 40 rushing yards, unacceptable. Sorry. I won't see him at 75 and 75 a game. 75 rushing, 75 receiving. If you're doing anything under that with him, you're failed, Kellen Moore. Anything under that, you're failing. No excuses. Your best player should be putting on. Chris Olave, at least 14 targets. Rashid Shaheed, 12 targets. Those are your most explosive players. That's where the bulk of it should go. With a mix of Jawan Johnson and everybody else. Kendre Miller, I need at least 12 touches. At least. Run up, pass it, mix it. I don't care. I don't want him like 5, 6. I need him in double digits. He will wear down the defenses as the game go on. You have the talent. You have the talent. Use it. Scheme it up better. Use your talent, Kellen. But not to sit there and rant. Spencer Rattler. Let's get back to him. Boy was calm out there. Your boy was calm out there. Your boy did some good things. They got something to build on with Spencer. If Spencer play like this, he going to be the quarterback of the Saints a long time. You don't got to worry about seeing Tyler Shuck in week 6. If he keep playing like this, he's going to be the quarterback of the Saints a long time because he's only going to get better and better with more experience. But that's just week 1. You know, San Francisco coming up. Let's see what we got. They don't look as dominant. It's a winnable game, guys. But if we're going to beat ourselves, we're going to get ran off the field again. We got to score touchdowns in the red zone when we get there. But if I'm being honest, the plays Kellen was calling, locked down. Give Arizona credit. Them plays wasn't doing nothing. Outside of that Alvin Kamara run, they wasn't doing nothing. But if I see Alvin Kamara get to the angle like that on the corner, I'm coming out right next and running some more. I'm not coming out trying to scheme passes to make a quarterback look good. Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler. I'm running it some more. Come on, Kendre. Come on, Devin Neal. Let's run it down their throat. They don't want to stop it. They don't want to tackle. Let's keep running it. We're going to wear them down. And by the end of the 4th quarter, they were tired. So just imagine if he would have kept running. They'd probably been tired in the middle of the 3rd. But that's knowing your players. That's knowing the flow. We're going to get better at it, though. I got faith in Keller. I got faith in him, but you need to put a little bit more confidence in Spencer Rattler. You need to scheme that thing up better for Alvin Kamara and Rashid Shaheed. Chris Olave going to get open. That's just what he does. I'm not even worrying about him. He just need more targets. He's going to get open. That's his skill. He knows how to get open. He's crafty like that. So that I'm not worrying about it. But you got to open it up. Line up. I formation. Let them running backs do what they do. Let them big hogs do what they do. You know you can't pass protect a long time. You know it causes penalty. Let them do what they do. Stop all this cuteness. Line up, hit somebody in the mouth, and run a football. It'll open everything else up you want to do. It's just that simple. But like I said, man, there was a lot of positives, man. Bank on it. Didn't hear from him all day. Fuaga, he kind of got his ass kicked. He really did. I just got to call it what it is. Got his ass kicked until he was injured. But he's still young. He's going to get his ass kicked. Teron Armstead just said that. Both of these guys going to get beat. It's a part of the game. But bank on it, look good. But that interior once again showed his ugly head. Can't win like that. Them penalties, these formation penalties, which falls on Spencer Rattler too. Because if they lined up run, he gotta let them know, no. You know, you gotta be conscious of everybody. You the general. You gotta be conscious of everybody. But listen, it could have been worse. And for them to fight all the way to the end of the game, kudos to them. Kudos to get them. That means they're playing for Kellen. And that's cool. It's good to see that they have respect. Brandon Staley did some good things too now. Give him his credit. He did some good things. But I feel like these guys are coaching not to get beat instead of coaching to win. That's just my honest opinion on week one. They're coaching not to get beat instead of trying to go out there and win the game. And the margin of error for coaching for trying not to get beat is very slim. And you saw it yesterday. You have to let it fly. You have no tomorrow. There's nothing to lose. You're either going to put up or shut up. And I get the quarterback, easing the quarterback into it. I get that. But eventually, you have to open that thing up like a can of sardines. It'll happen to open up. And if it is good or it's going to smell bad, one of the two. No in between. Got to see what you got. But we can build on all of that. The good thing is we can build on all of that. I even got Cardinals fans in my comment section saying, y'all better than we thought y'all was, including Spencer Rattler. That's saying something. But I told y'all Spencer was better than what we thought he was. He had an unfair. You seen how he looked with actual starters. Serviceable. Now, I'm not saying he was above average. I'm not saying he was average. I'm going to say, you know what? I will say he's above average based on the circumstances. But he can only get better. They can only give him more. But that up front, they got to help him. If we want to be successful, they got to help him. But Kellen got to clean it up, man. They got to clean it up. I was impressed with the coaching staff overall. That's special teams. That's defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. I was impressed. I feel like we may have something with this coaching staff if people don't start picking from them. I just think they got to start coaching to win. And when it mattered most, the defense stepped up. So kudos to them. And they was put in an unfair situation all game. Because the offense should have been picking it up. They should have been running them plays. But, man, we're paper thin at tight end. We need to find us a tight end. Somewhere, somehow. Like, I know Taysom Hill and Foster Monroe are on the chopping block, but we need some tight ends, dog. I can't stress that enough. I've been calling for tight ends for the last 2 drafts. Like, I get we got Kelvin Banks, but it almost feel like the Kelvin Banks pick is irrelevant because every year we pick a tackle and we still deficient in our receiving area. Like, it's getting ridiculous. But on the week 2, San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, Mr. Got Paid, almost Mr. Irrelevant. We're going to have more on that later on this week. We're going to look forward to that. Hopefully the Saints bring their A game. Hopefully they can get a win. I mean, if the Ravens could be 0-1, the Saints could be 0-1. It's worst play. It's early in the season. You just got to get your one to get off the chopping block. You just got to get your one. And I think we're going to get it. I don't know if it's going to be this week. Like I said, I predicted 3-0. There's people saying 0-4. I think we could get a win or two out of this. Based on how they played, they showed me that they're much better than what we predicted. And when I say much, I mean from 5 wins to about 8 or 9. But we're going to have to see. Do they get worse this game or do they get better? We're going to find out. But as always, thank y'all for watching the Saints Sports Corner, man. Don't want to hold up y'all time. Thank y'all for liking and subscribing. Tell me what you think of week 1. Tell me what you think they need to improve on, man. Because, look, it could be worse, but it's much better than what we thought. And we thought they were going to be atrocious, just mixed. They were much better than what we thought. You got even Cam showed up. DeMario's still showing up. Now that safety position, Sanker about to get put in a situation where he has to be big dog for Blackman. About to see if that draft pick hit too. They raved about him in camp. Well, guess what? The NFL is not for long. And guess what? They about to throw him in the fire. And we about to see if he can swim. I mean, we about to see if he won't burn. He's gone. They dropping him off in the ocean. Let's see if he gonna float. It's just that simple. But as always, man, thank y'all for watching the Saints Sports Corner. This is your boy Byron Felder. I appreciate y'all likes, comments, and subscribe. Swiss, man, keep subscribing, man. Keep hitting that like button. Keep commenting, man. I'm going to make sure I try to comment on everything that y'all comment on. I'm going to keep it real. I was wrong about the 3-0 starts, but shit, why not 1-1? Why not? Why not us? Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.